Hey guys, I decided to come on here and just do, I don't know, kind of a reset or update on life lately. Just have a little chit chat conversation. It is Sunday here in Atlanta. It was beautiful today. I got outside. I um, ran a few errands, but for the most part, I've been here at the house doing some spring cleaning. I oh my God, I'm so upset that I'm a part of this Target boycott because I need two more bookshelves for shoes. I moved the shoes that I had, the two bookshelves I had in my closet. I moved them out of my closet, put them on both sides of my dresser, and I need to get two more because I got so many shoes. And then also, I want to organize my purses. So I guess I'm gonna have to see if I can find something similar on Amazon, but they were just $45 at um, Target. So I was just, I mean, today I longingly looked over at Target when I went into Ross to get some hand towels. I am cycling out some stuff. I'm getting rid of some stuff. If I'm repeating myself, because I talked about in the previous um, vlog that I haven't published, and they'll probably be in here duplicate times. It is what it is. I speak on what comes to mind. They just jumped. Oh my God. They just jumped in the pool. It is two young ladies just jumped in the pool. Well, it's 70 degrees outside. Our pool is supposed to be heated, but I don't think that they replace. Okay, what? Okay, I don't know what's going on with them. It doesn't matter. So, anyway, working on doing a reset, packing up old winter clothes, gonna move them to storage, make room for some new. Um, but let me say this, what's been going on with me lately, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it is the weather changing. But baby, let me tell you, whenever I say men are coming out of the woodwork, men old and new are coming out of the woodwork. And I know how some people feel about recycling. I had this solemn swear a couple of years ago that I was not, no more recycling, no more recycling. I don't know why I be telling all my business. I guess it's because I'm at the 50 and effort phase where judge your mama. So of course you guys know that I have a friend who is out of state that I've been entertaining. We have some, we have really good rapport, really good rapport. But then I have someone that I have dealt with off and on. Um, it's been, he says it'll be 12 years in October. And I always just cut him off cold turkey. Mm. But he always finds some kind of way to make his way back in, and I had completely just for it's 5 years, something like that. So we've been conversing. We've been conversing. I I see a major change in him. I see a change in the conversation. His whole aura and everything has changed. Um, and I'm just having fun. I'm gonna tell you guys, baby, the T-shirt that Southern Girl made for me that said in 2025, date them all, sis. Date them all. I'm just having fun. Went out last night with my sister and her. It was her girlfriend's birthday. We went to Chicago's Pizza, which also has the patio of the cigar bar. Had a when I say had a ball, I was feeling sexy. Um, Even though, I'm always talking about my weight. Yesterday, I threw on my little booty shorts, my little blue jeans, shredded booty shorts. I had on a white button down. Let me tell you about that. So I wasn't even planning on wearing booty shorts, but I will say this: with the hot flashes and the older you get, the more you don't like constricted clothes on you. And that's what was going on with me. I tried to actually put on some jeans. I was going to wear some, I like the look with the blue jeans that are not really tight fitting, but they are shredded up. This is how I know I'm in denial. So I went to the Goodwill and bought these cute jeans that were already shredded. I just knew I could get in them because you couldn't try them on. They didn't have a dressing room. Got home, baby. Nope. Plus, after I kept trying on clothes, I started having hot flashes, getting hot. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I put on some shorts and felt fine. I did wear a button down. I had on a button down. I'll throw it in the video. But I had on a button down, had some shorts, had on my heels, and just had a really awesome time. Was just feeling, your girl, I was just feeling real sexy last night. Just feeling real sexy last night. Um, I was happy that I could wear my heels because me and kickball, I sent the coach a message today because they were supposed to be taking pictures today, registering all this other stuff for kickball, and I said I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Still have a knot on the back of my heel where my Achilles is, and I'm just not going to risk it. So I told them I will be their support system. I'll be out there to support. But then your girl is ready to start traveling. I'm seeing so many of these now. Everybody's really into these trail rides. Hold please. Baby, whenever I say this Stella Rose Black is everybody's business, it's everybody's business. Um, so it's so many trail rides that are happening. I saw one that is probably going to be like almost 100 miles from here that's happening in May. My old kickball coach and his wife are they're going to be the cooks. Okay, one of my old kickball coaches, his crew, and some more people, and another kickball coach and his wife are hosting this huge trail ride. I think it's in April. It's going to be $150, but it's for 3 days. So the first day is going to be a meet and greet, whatever. The second day is going to be the actual trail ride. They're going to have it in this big, huge compound. And then the third day is going to be a pool party. So that's worth the $150. And it includes all you can eat barbecue and alcohol. So I think me and my girls are going to go. We're going to probably going to get us a tent and everything so we can set it up. They're having another trail ride here in Atlanta at the Motor Industrial Speedway, but I don't think I'm going to go to that one. Nevertheless, it's just so much that I am now finding out this happening here in Atlanta. And whenever I say, baby, I am here for it, I am here for it. I am ready to start truly, truly, truly having fun. I think when we went to, I had a good time whenever I went to the cabins. Don't get me wrong. It was, I needed that relaxation. I need that. And I need more of that. But I think when we went to Daytona, it flipped the switch on. And baby, whenever I say I am ready for it, I am ready for it. So next month in April 12th, me and one of my girls are supposed to be going to Charleston. I've always wanted to go to Charleston. I heard it's very beautiful. And plus, I'm always for going anywhere that's going to be close to some water. So we're going to Charleston. I still have to set up when it is that I'm going to go to New Orleans. Then I have a girlfriend, Jackie, who is in Tampa. She has a boat and she keeps asking me to come down there. I plan on going down there too. Babe, I'm about to when I say I'm about to have some fun, I'm about to be outside. So until somebody's son makes me sit it down, you ain't gonna be able to keep up with me and let me mess around and get super duper fine. You definitely ain't gonna be able to keep up with me. Okay, so here's something I wanted to ask you ladies about, because it's a conversation that I had with a gentleman. I guess that's what I'll call him. It's someone that has been basically trying to holler at me for like, I don't know, 5 years. Very nice looking brother, 6'5". He drives trucks, and then he also is a barber. He's a Scorpio like me. He's very negative, very, very cynical, very. Now I get what men say whenever they meet a woman that is extremely damaged and everything is a pity party, woe is me type of situation, but throw a little anger in there. Put it like this: his handle as a barber was something Styles, but it was a play off of Furious Styles from Boys in the Hood. And you know how Furious Styles was in Boys in the Hood. So with him, and I had a conversation with him. I said, every time I talk to you, it's like having a conversation with Furious Styles. And it's too draining. So I sent it wasn't a meme. It was a video from, if you follow the Pivot podcast, it's a group of men who are Christian based, who discusses love, marriage, intimacy, dating today. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. That's the train that's going by. Hopefully it is not too loud. So one of the discussions that they had, I forwarded to a group of people, and the discussion was basically talking about the good old days when men would, approach women, because now everything is about social media. Men try and holler at you on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. And so I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very disheartening for me. I understand that life is changing and that the world is not the same. But at the same time, good old fashioned walking up to a woman, introducing yourself and trying to talk to her is still what gets me. Because on social media, you can send that same message out to 10, 15 women. And it's so distracting because you're having to keep up with and respond to, and you can't really truly focus on one person as easily as before we had such easy access. And so I was saying, it used to be a time when you could meet a man at Home Depot. You can meet a man at LA Fitness. You can meet a man at Quick Trip. Quick Trip was the place to meet a man. When I worked at Avaya, baby, on lunch, 9 times out of 10, if I go to Quick Trip to get me a hot dog and a sweet tea, somebody was going to try and holler. That was like the running joke with us women. If you want to meet a man, just go to Quick Trip. You want to meet a man, just go to Quick Trip on Pinella Road. Going to the car wash, you can meet a man. Nowadays, the grocery store, you can meet a man. Nowadays, go to the gas station, men don't try and holler. Go to Home Depot, baby, you can be in Home Depot for 2 hours. Not one man will try and holler at you. You can, all of these places, even whenever you go out to the clubs or go to the sports bar or go even to the tailgate, they simply do not approach women. So I sent this to him, and he came back with saying that we don't approach women anymore because y'all told us that y'all don't want us to. I'm like, where did you get that from? He says that you guys have made it very clear that y'all don't like to be approached in public. I could read the back and forth conversation. It's just entirely too draining. But, I'm telling him, you're Gen X like me. So where do you get different? So he said, well, I work at a barbershop, and when we're at the barbershop, we speak to women that's walking by the barbershop. There's a beauty supply where I am, and there's a grocery store, and women, when we try to speak to them or whatever, then they turn their head or they run by us like we're criminals and stuff. I said, well, one thing is that a lot of times men leer at women. Um, Women don't like to be catcalled. And if it's a whole bunch of men standing outside, it does make us uncomfortable because a lot of times, past experience, y'all are leering at us. Y'all are making these little comments, hey baby, and ooh, and it's just not sincere. Whenever you're not sincerely trying to approach a woman, and then if you're out there and every time a woman goes by, you're saying something to her, and they can tell whenever it's just simply, hey, how you doing, versus hey, how you doing? And so he says, well, maybe if we're leering, it's because y'all got on shorts all up your ass, or you got this, or you got that on. I'm like, okay, so you have no self-control, and you're putting it on us, and it's our fault. Every woman that walks by that you're leering at don't have shorts up her ass. But this is the type of person that he is. So we went back and forth, and it was just like, you know what, you making every excuse possible as to why men don't approach women. And I was like, whenever we go out to the sports bars, I said, we're sitting there. Why do you think that we're at sports bars? We're sitting at the sports bar, or you're going to watch the game at the sports bar. I said, and men don't approach us then. And he's like, well, I ain't got time to be going to no sports bar, going out to meet no woman. Real men work. And whenever I get off work, I go home and this, that, and the third, and I ain't got time to. I said, so how do you expect to meet a woman? So you expect to meet a woman online like every other man, sending messages to multiple women. Anyway, we went back and forth about that. So I'm asking you ladies, are we telling men that we don't want to be approached when we're out? Now, I had a rule whenever my daughter was very young that I did not want a man approaching me whenever I was with my child. I just didn't. I had very strict rules whenever it came to being a mother. Number one, you don't know if I'm with her father or not. And number two, I just thought it was a disrespect for a man to try and holler at me while I'm with my child. That's just that's just me. But are we really telling men that we don't want to be approached out in public? Holler at me, y'all. Let me know if that's what's going on, because I'm still old school. I still want a man to say hello, come up to me and like, hey, how you doing? My name is Jeff. I just saw you from across the room. I thought you're beautiful. Or, I just want to get to know you. Jeff can look like Magilla the gorilla, but if his approach is strong, if he has a certain masculinity about him, I'm going to give him conversation. I'm not going to shoot him down. I'm not going to be mean and nasty. I know that a lot of women will. But I miss the old school approach. I'm like, I don't know if maybe I'm looking mean, I'm looking mad, or what it is, but approach me. But if you ladies are out there now saying that you don't want a man to approach you, y'all let me know so I can go back and apologize to this man. But I just wanted to bring that up since that was a conversation that he and I had. But then, like I said, whenever I'm talking to him, men, I think, you know what? Men don't realize that they're always talking about women and how we need to, how we're damaged and we're negative, and we hold every man responsible for what the last man did. I don't think that they realize that they do the same thing. And that sometimes it's not even their experience that they've had. They're just regurgitating what other men are saying. It's neither here nor there, girlfriends. Just let me know if y'all don't want to be approached. That's all I want to know. If y'all out here saying y'all don't want to be approached in public. So it's 7:55. And I plan on getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go work out, um, because it's time for me to get summertime fine. And I will holler at you, beautiful people, later. Love you. Bye.
You might say that it's crazy that I'm eating avocados, eggs, and bananas, but I need to, because of the high blood pressure pills that I take, I have to make sure that I eat at least one banana a day, and I haven't been doing that. Good morning, happy Monday. Wishing you guys a wonderful week because that is what I am claiming. Love you. Y'all, we're going to count this as day one for me about getting serious about working out. And y'all, I went to Walmart um last week because, and this ain't gonna, these pinks not gonna match, but it's gonna we're gonna make it do what it do. I went to Walmart last week and I have been seeing on social media people, well, specifically women, talking about these sneakers that they keep getting from Walmart. And I mean, I've seen it on social media, I've seen it on YouTube. Um, of course, people are always doing Walmart hauls. And I know that we're not supposed to be loving Walmart too tough because of what's going on with DEI, but I have been banning Target. I'm not really a big Target person anyway, even though I want my bookshelf so bad for my shoes and some redecorating, but it is what it is. I gotta get those lamps fixed. Those are my favorite lamps, but the mirrors fell off the wall. My sister let me know that when you put command strips up, you have to let it sit for like an hour or so before you attach whatever it is. I was attached command strips to the back of the mirror and then pressed the mirror against the wall, and both of the mirrors fell, and both of them broke these lamps. Those lamps are like $100 lamps a piece from IKEA that I got for like $14 at the Goodwill. So I'm definitely not throwing those away. I have to get those fixed. And then the rug that's on the floor was on the floor. I got it from IKEA. I don't like it, so I'm gonna give it to my sister. She's gonna put it outside on her balcony. Matter of fact, I might surprise her and put it on the wagon and take it over there while she's at work. Anyway, so I went to Walmart. I said I was gonna do a Walmart haul because I bought a couple of workout outfits for Walmart and I bought some sneakers, but I'm not gonna do that. You're just gonna see it whenever I wear it. I also bought me 20 packs of socks. I'm doing spring cleaning for my wardrobe, so I got a huge bag of underwear in there that I am throwing away, and socks, you know, some with white socks, especially whenever you have hardwood floors. And here, these floors are terrible. They get so dirty that you um, can't get them all the way clean all the time. But anyway, I recycle them out anyway. But these, let me show you guys. These are the shoes. They're just material, but they are too cute. And I'm gonna tell you, since I'm not a tennis shoe girl, I am not the one to be going out dropping $100 or more on like some Air Max. First of all, Nikes don't do well with my foot because I have wide feet, and so the Nikes are narrow to me and they hurt my I have high arches, and so it hurts my arch. So most of the time the shoes that works best for me are like New Balances, really New Balances, Saucony's, you know, running shoes that are specifically for people that have wide feet. But these, $22. I'm not going to show you everything, all the different colors that I got. I'll just introduce them as I wear them. But these were just too cute, and I just had to grab them for the $22. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not, even though some people have referred to me as bougie, I am not a label whore. If it's cute and it looks good put together, I will wear it. So let me show you what these look like. Aren't they cute? Well, if you say they're not cute, that's on you. But me, I say that they're cute. So I'm about to get up, throw my eyebrows on. Y'all see I added some individual lashes. They're holding up. They look, they alright. But I'm about to put some do a little 1, 2, what you're gonna do. My tea should be finished sipping, and I'm going to have some breakfast, drink my tea, and then I'm gonna go work out for 30 minutes. And yeah, we're gonna get this day started. We're gonna start this week off. Why is my watch not, what? I unlock my watch. I can't unlock my watch. What is it? Anyway, we're going to start this week off on a positive note. We are prayerful. We are asking God for covering for all of our family and our friends. We're asking God to reduce me and increase Him in me, so that when people see me, they see the God in me. That is my prayer every single day. And I thank God for all the good, the bad. I ask God to show me the lesson in everything that happens. Guide me in the right direction. Let me be a better mother, a better sister, a better friend. I even ask to be a better daughter, even though my mother is not here. It's always been a part of my prayers, so I just keep it in there. I might be a daughter to somebody else. So we are claiming nothing but positive vibes this week. It's kind of gloomy outside, but it's sunny inside, and that's what we're claiming. So I will holler at you, beautiful people, later on. Love you. Y'all, real quick, I totally forgot I had added this app to my phone. The name of the app is ZozoFit. And I did it, I saw it, of course, somewhere, and it scans your body and it's free. It scans your body and lets you know your body mass index. And when it scanned my body, the image that it showed of my body matched how my body looked. So I'm like, okay. But I went ahead and paid for the upgrade. And with the upgrade, it actually will scan your plate. Oops. It will scan your plate, and based on what's on your plate, it will calculate your calories. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, AI is still extremely scary for me because I feel like it will be a detriment to us as far as using our mind and our brain cells. It's going to, I feel like, lessen our lifespan because everything is now going to think for us, and so we're not going to be exercising our brains. So I'm one of those people that I'm fighting so hard against so much of technology, but I know that by the time my daughter have kids and all that other great stuff, the world is going to be 90% technology. But this is the first time that I did it, and so I let it scan my plate, and it actually, for the most part, calculated everything that was on my plate scarily, and it's accurate. So to this morning, I didn't add the tea that I'm drinking, but it did scan properly that I have 2 boiled eggs on my plate, I have 1 avocado, and I have a banana. Um, the only thing I can say is like, wow. But for me, hopefully this will be a game changer. So again, the name of it is Zolo Fit. And you guys should just check it out. You should check it out. See if it's something that you're interested in as far as logging your food and keeping up with what it is that you're eating. I'm going to try and be conscious about using it today to see how it fares out. It also will add in any exercise that I do from my Apple Watch. So anyway, I will holler at you guys a little later again. Y'all, let me tell you about my day so far. You know what? My day is pretty good so far. But y'all, let me tell you about the audacity. When I say the audacity, I was like, when I got this phone call from my girlfriend, when she called me first, I was working, and then she hit me up and she called me, and I said I'll call her back. But then she texted me and she says, give me a call when you get a chance. Mind you, this is my elementary and high school best friend. Love me some her. This needs to be. Oh, this needs to be early. This needs to be turned out. So turn this on. Let this run for a minute, y'all. I spent $20 something at Salada the other day. $20 something at Salada to get a large salad, which started out as $11. Then once you add the protein, um, anyway, and then I threw in the tip, it was like $25. I said, I'm not doing that this week. This week, I'm going to make my salad. So I just went to Walmart and bought everything that I need to go in a salad. And I'm about to um, grill me some chicken and put together my salad for today. That's gonna be my dinner. So, y'all, let me I need to make sure that y'all hear me clearly whenever I give y'all a tea on this foolishness. Y'all, why is it that it seems like, I don't know what it is, but it's something that it seems like men know when it's time, okay, it's time for me to go disturb her peace. Or she got her mind right, she getting herself together. Let me go disturb her peace. So, backstory. It's been about, okay, this guy that we mutually know went to his wedding. That was in November. And he has passed away. So I'll say it's been, but you know what? The thing is time moves so fast that you'll think something was 2 years ago and it might have been 4 years ago. But I'm going to say I'm going to give it maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, about 3 years ago, around about the time. So there was a guy that had been commenting on my Instagram post and everything. And, I looked at him, he's fairly nice looking, brother, whatever. He would make these comments and stuff. So eventually he slid into my DMs. Mind you, we're all from the same area. We grew up in the same area. He went to a M2M school. He's 2 years, I think he's 2 years younger than me. Successful guy. Likes old school cars, purchased high-end old school cars, has a very successful career. He is what I guess, because I know that's what he thinks, per Kevin Samuel standards, a high value man. Own house, motorcycle, truck. He has a car and buys. He buys and sells old schools left and right. So we move in the same circles. Notice him, but whatever. So finally, he slides into my DMs, and we start conversing. Good conversation. He is Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. Conversation is nice. Talk all the time throughout the day. Even when he's at work, I'm at work. It was a nice little build up. So this went on for a couple of months. We have known some of the same mutual people. It is what it is. So Father's Day, got him a couple of cigars because he loves to smoke cigars. Got him a couple of cigars for Father's Day. Father's Day is in June. So then started to notice that the consistency began to be inconsistent. Now, one thing about me is that I'm at a place in my life where you fall back, I'll fall back. Especially we're not committed to anything, whatever. I'll follow your lead. I'm not going to question you about why you doing what you're doing or why you not doing, why you didn't call me, or not going to make those little snide remarks. I guess that's my tagline now. That's just not me. Just not Chloe. So after we didn't converse for a while, I didn't even notice that he had deleted me and blocked me on social media. Now, he has two pages. He has his business page
which is associated with his car club. And then he has his regular page. Regular page was blocked. So come November, I'm looking at mutual friends' posts on Facebook, and they're giving him shout outs. They're at his wedding. Wedding. They're giving him shout outs. They filming content of him where he's giving a shout out to his little wife. I want to thank everybody for showing up. They had a big, beautiful wedding. Big, beautiful wedding. At this huge estate on the outskirts of Atlanta. Matter of fact, it is a winery. So this is not a wedding that from June to November, June, July, August, September, October, November. This is not something that you would plan in 5 months, because where this wedding was at, you would have to have a lot of time to not only plan the wedding, but even to reserve this particular place. Now, the whole time that he and I was conversing, he'd be like, "Oh, nobody don't want me. Nobody don't want what I'm not going to say his name. Nobody don't want me. Nobody ain't checking for me." And I'm listening to him because he's very materialistic, because he's very much into the Christian Louboutin sneakers. He's very much into the expensive watches, the expensive cigar. He's very much a materialistic type of man. It is what it is. So I'm looking at all of these posts from our mutual friends who went to his wedding. And I'm like, well, I be damn. Okay. Good for her. Feel sorry for her. It is what it is. So I noticed a couple of months ago that the mutual people started to show up, and he showed up in it, which means that he had unblocked me. And then also he started showing up on his business page was never blocked, but I never went there. That's just not me. So then all of a sudden I start getting my Facebook profile is public. All of my profiles are public. It's for professional social media reasons, whatever. It's all public. Then I started seeing liking my stuff. Okay. So I went to his page, and I'm seeing all this content that he's posting, him being out and about, he bought a new house. Now, when he and I was talking, he was in the process of selling his house, because when he was selling his house was at the height of when people were basically going into their 401k, taking money out of their 401k just to buy a house, sometimes $50,000, $60,000 over asking price. So he told me he was selling his house for the sole purpose of getting in on that, because he had been in his house a long time. He had a lot of equity in his house. He was going to make this major amount of money off his house. He sold his motorcycle, all this other stuff. So then he told me that once he sold his house, he couldn't find a house that he wanted. So he said he was moving in with his dad and stepmom until he can find what he wanted. Okay. But then after that is whenever, he got married. Okay. So whenever I'm looking at his page, I see no ring, not a sign of a wife, just his grandson that he's crazy about, and his materialistic stuff that his old school cars, then the big house that he bought, and him doing, as he calls it, big dog shit. Okay, fine. So the video Me and my girls went out Saturday, of course, and I posted a video and I also posted a picture. For the first time, he been liking stuff. He commented on the picture. I just hit the like button like everybody else, kept it moving. So today, my girlfriend calls me. Mind you, my girlfriend is in a relationship with one of his very close friends. She calls me and I didn't answer the phone. So then she texts me. She said, whenever you get a chance, Chloe, can you give me a call? I'm like, okay. So I call her back because I'm thinking it has to be something important for her to call me and then text me, ask me to give her a call. So I call her and she's like, first, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. How you doing, babe? Whatever. So she was like, now, before I say this, I don't want you to cuss me out. I'm like, okay, what the hell going on? She was like, I don't want you to cuss me out now, Chloe. Girl, I ain't gonna cuss you out. What's going on? Blankety blank blank. I'm just passing the message along. I'm just passing the message. Blankety blank blank wants me to ask you to call him. Hold up, I ain't married. She was like, no. She was like, oh, but that wasn't my place to tell you. I figured he wasn't married because on none of his pictures do I see his ring. And then all of a sudden he unblocked me and he's starting to comment and like my posts and everything. So she's like, I just don't want you to hold on, because I don't want to burn this stuff. Hold on, y'all. So um she's like, hey, I'm just delivering the message. I said, okay. I says, well, just let him know that you delivered the message. And that's that. She's like, I'm not even gonna say. She said, if you don't ask, I'm not gonna say it. I just, deliver the message. She and I got off the phone. And when we got off the phone, baby, whenever I said I started cussing, I started cussing. And I realized I started cussing because I'm healed. And I started cussing because I'm whole. Because the insecure old me would have probably entertained the bullshit. But then the person that I am now is like, nigga, fuck you. That's how I am. That's the place that I'm at now. Nigga, fuck you. Because whether we want to admit it or not, we as women have egos just like men. And the first thing that goes through our mind is that, okay, well, as soon as they broke up, whatever, he trying to come back to me. He want that old thing back, even though he and I never did anything. We never even kissed. But it has to be something about me to make him think about me. That's the old way of thinking. Us women have to admit that certain things strokes our egos as well. But once you realize that a nigga gonna nig, then you become angry. And I realized that it must be, he sees something in me that thinks that he can do that shit. And that's what pisses me off, is the fact that there's something that he sees in me that gives him the audacity to think that after he pulled the bullshit that he pulled before, that I would be even open to entertaining him. And even if I was to call just to go off on him or snap on him, that still would be giving him too much damn energy. I mean, whenever I say I am pissed, ladies, I am pissed. And the thing is that you know who Chloe is, because I will snap. Because if you didn't, you already got access to him. All thing I gotta do is just send an inbox. You already liking and commenting on pictures. Only thing you got to do is send the inbox. But see, what you want to do is you want to do a temp check by way of somebody else, which is crazy work to me. Nigga, you 52 years old. When did we start? We stopped sending messages whenever I was hanging in South DeKalb Mall, whenever I was 16, 17 years old, even back then, somebody would send a message by somebody else. And I'd be like, if you man enough, come step to me yourself. Baby, whenever I say, me, what be going through their minds whenever they know that they done did some bullshit. But I'm still, I'm I'm gonna still, do men just say this? I'm gonna go disturb her damn peace. That's what it seems like. It seems like men are so arrogant now in this day and age that they say, fuck it, I'm just gonna go disturb her peace. But baby, whenever I say access is denied, access is freaking denied. Now I am going to have me a datum all summer until somebody steps out and straps a chair to my ass and tells me to sit down. I am going to have a datum all summer. But what I'm not going to do is be messing with nobody who done tried to make a fool out of me. And I say tried to make a fool out of me because we had mutual friends that knew that you and I were talking, conversing, namely her, who is, like I said, my high school and elementary school best friend, her boyfriend, who he is, real tight with, and some other people. So now let me say this in respects to my girlfriend before y'all try and go there, because I know y'all will. Whenever I first found out that he got married, she was like, Chloe, she said, I didn't know anything about this person. She was like, only time I learned about her was a couple of weeks before the wedding, whenever I met her. And that's how I knew her. And I have to understand that this is her man's quote unquote best friend. So she didn't want to be in the mess, and she knew that he and I were just that we had been conversing or whatever. But I can understand her not wanting to get in the midst of it. I didn't need a heads up from her because by that time he and I had kind of like drifted apart anyway. Well, we had drifted apart. He had blocked me because of this. But what really be going through these brothers' mind? You have the audacity to send word that you want me to get in contact with you. Nigga, for what? What? Honey, whenever I say what I say, I mean it is 4:22. I'm gonna eat my dinner at 5 because I am committed to stop eating after 6. But baby, I had to jump on here right quick and tell y'all about this freaking foolishness. But let me get these little 30 pounds off, because once I get these 30 pounds off, it's gonna be a whole bunch of niggas that's gonna be sick. I just keep saying the N-word, and I'm not supposed to be doing that. But it just got me out of pocket. There's no excuses, no justification for that. I am sorry. But it's gonna be a whole bunch of ninjas that's gonna be sick. Let me get these 30 pounds off. Love y'all, bye.